This is
Thought Crimes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. I only have one question.
Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I run shit here. You just live here.
I want to sing y'all a brand new song I just wrote called Don't Trust Them New Niggas Over There.
Don't be a Negro, be my nigga. All right, help me out.
Hold on. I ain't nobody's nigga.
Well, I mean, you somebody's nigga wearing this nigga top.
Bitch ain't no legend. I'm the legend in this motherfucker. You can't be no legend and you 5 fucking years old. This motherfucker just called somebody a legend. Oh my.
We'll do it live. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter.
Welcome to Thought Crimes, baby.
What's up? Welcome to Thought Crimes. This is your girl, Sincere.
Yo, this is your man, Pete Solo in the building. Folks, we are back. We are back at it again. Y'all, yes, we are here. So we're going to go ahead and definitely get into it. Of course, we're going to address some of the people in the chat room. People, if you bring your black ass into this motherfucking chat room,
we're going to shout you out.
We're going to shout you out. If you bring your black ass into this motherfucking chat room talking shit, I will cook the fuck out of you,
we're
nigga.
We're going to kick you out.
I'm going to cook you, then flip your black ass over and make sure the other side is even blacker, nigga. I'm talking Wesley Snipes. Let's get it cooking. All right, y'all. So we are now here. Sincere, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Black,
you know,
African queen.
We had a great time with the family. Went out with my mom and my grandmother and my aunts to go see Thor. It was pretty good. It was really funny and enjoyable. And, you know, we just came back home, had dinner.
Thor was about the original Moors and how they conquered Compton.
That's why we're late today. We will be on schedule at 7:30 Eastern Time. And we're going to be consistent. But, you know, tonight, special occasion, family. And family is very important. You know, you cannot overlook that. You know, time with the people that you love is very precious. And it's something that shouldn't be wasted.
La Familia. As well, guess what, folks? What's up? I'm going to say shouts out to Nicole X. Shouts out to Maddie. Shouts out to Chris G. Shouts out to Lacey Goodman. What's up, Ms. Lacey? Bigger. I see you. Bigger stories, smaller minds. I see you, John Smith. Melanin Nation. What's up, sister? All right, T. Coley, of course. And we got Bootney. We got Dame, Kendra. I'm seeing some new names in here. Miss Jack, Allen 99. Get over to that brother's channel. Get over to that motherfucker's channel, y'all. We also got King in the building. Also, we got LaRon, Tanya, Jeffrey, Shanette, Conscious Effect, yo, Yanties, Big with 2 eyes, Jeffrey as well, L. Dixon, I see ya. We both see ya. MB-A, Brandon Chase, Carmen, you in that damn hat. I see ya. Calvin McGee, what's up? That's right, Eric I Am, brother. I told you I love the avatar as always. Idris Birch is good to see you. Chiefness is always good to see you as well. Loda Scholar is always good to see y'all black asses. What's up?
Yeah, so let's get straight into it. We're going to start off with something light that we are going to make a solo video to upload for people who just want a quickie. But, we saw, like, it's on social media now. Everybody's talking about Eminem's performance, Walk on Water. I saw a little bit of it on YouTube.
The white devil is telling y'all he's Jesus.
Yeah.
He's walking on water.
But I will say,
Come on.
The song itself,
Conspiracy.
I will say, is not that good. Beyonce vocals are very nice. You know, she's definitely a dope singer, and her vocals are very nice on the track. But, just even at the end when he said, I wrote Stan, I'm like, okay, so what?
There's a difference. I wrote Stan, bitch!
There's a lot of great artists that have had iconic singles and albums, and so forth. But okay, I mean, pat yourself on the back for that.
Weak sauce. That's what it was. It was damn weak sauce. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was weak sauce.
Live from New York City said "Walk on Water" is butt cheeks.
Yeah, it was weak sauce, y'all. Because when y'all approached us,
they said a Grammy bait song. I like that because everybody talk about Oscar bait. No, you're right, Eric. That's that's a Grammy bait song.
Lacey Goodman, she says, Prince, leave sis, Carmen. Wait, why we got so many, where all these moist girls coming from? Y'all say I'm attacking Sincere, now I'm attacking Carmen. Come on now, you and thought crimes. Man up or woman up?
Carmen's nice as hat.
All right, all of y'all melanated nipples are stronger than this. Keep it real. Stop acting like Prince is attacking the women. This is the second, third time I didn't heard this in the past week since we didn't got back.
Maybe because your voice is extra growly or something. Or maybe because you have some new people.
It's because I'm fly. You know what they do? Let me just say this. Y'all trying to put another brother on the ground. But y'all letting Eminem walk on water.
Walk on. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't sing. But I will say that Beyonce's chorus singing was very nice. But I'm not feeling the song that much. And I looked at the performance on YouTube. It was all right. But moving on to what's going on in Hollywood.
I want to say one thing about that record. It was clearly a track that was about Eminem.
I make stand, bitch.
Yeah, there was also a Skylar Grey joint. Just because when I heard it, I was like, oh, Beyonce sounds nice on it. But then when I heard Skylar Grey sing the hook, I was like, I see what's going on here. They needed to get somebody to carry the single, so they got Beyonce.
There you go, because he usually use Skylar.
Yeah, that's some. Yeah, remember, this is Skylar Grey, because Eminem hovered in that, I need a doctor. I wrote Stan, bitch.
I agree, Brandon.
Y'all gonna let the white boy walk on water. He is Jesus. So.
Well, the chorus says, but I'm not Jesus.
Yeah, sure. Subliminal training there. We know what you did, subversiveness.
Melanated nipples.
Melanated nipples. Y'all get y'all melanated. Yeah, get your melanated nipples stronger, sisters. Don't be coming in thought crimes being scary. Y'all acting like I'm a part of the coalition of other black male YouTubers that's just trashing women.
Okay, right. We should also get the slides going for our radio. It's still.
No, it's not. It's going. It's everything. Going? Yeah, everything's going.
No,
now.
I know it's working, but I'm just saying the transitions isn't going yet. There you go, babe. That's all. Now we're going to play in the background so we can get into this.
So anyway. Yeah, y'all get y'all melanated nipple game up in here. So because we thought crimes now. We can't be having no moistness up in here. All right, don't be trying to pre-K folks.
Absolutely.
So yeah, moving forward, we're going to go ahead and get into the round of stories here. More potential sexual deviancy has been festering in the realm of Hollywood, sports, and entertainment. And of course, that includes that music industry.
Yeah, so Russell Simmons, isn't, I guess, immune from this. And again, this is all alleged. Allegedly, Mr. Russell Simmons was sexual harassment to some women. A 29-year-old woman filed a report claiming she was inappropriately touched by the two men while being held against her will. She's also, I guess, bringing up Brett Ratner, who's been accused of by a lot of women, including Olivia Munn. Is it Munn?
I believe it's Olivia Nunn.
Oh, it's the N.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Olivia Nunn.
Yeah.
So, that's one allegation. Well, one major allegation, because even though she's not a superstar, she's still...
is Munn.
It is Munn. Okay,
yeah.
Olivia Munn, she came out against Brett, but, of course, not against Russell, but... you do have that going on right now.
Now, Brett Ratner, if you could inform the people, he is the American film producer, correct?
Yes, he is. Thank you for putting that out there. Yeah, Brett is a producer. He produced films like the X-Men series. And, some of these guys are getting in trouble, including Russell Simmons. That's why I say keep your hands to yourself. No matter what, keep your hands to yourself. And not only because you can get into trouble, because that's what you should do. We're adults here. We shouldn't keep repeating this. We tell children, keep your hands to yourselves. We got to keep saying that even throughout our lives as adults. Keep your hands to yourself.
Well, another thing now, just to let y'all know, all right, now Brett Ratner has produced films such as Rush Hour, X-Men, Hercules, the one with The Rock where he's running around with another weave, and Red Dragon,
Front Lace,
Tower Heist, Rush Hour 3, Rush Hour 2. Oh, The Family Man with Nicolas Cage, definitely a classic. Not So, yeah, looks like another powerful Hollywood producer may be falling on his sword. As RZA would say, the sword.
Yeah, and now moving on to another guy who's been...
Well, wait a minute. I just want to get into it a little bit more here before we move on.
Oh, with Russell?
Yeah, what exactly is taking place with Russell Simmons?
Oh, okay.
For the people to let them
go in more detail?
Yeah, just a little bit more detail.
So the police...
What are the allegations? Allegedly.
On November 3rd, allegedly, in 2001, a 29-year-old woman, she filed a report claiming she was inappropriately touched by Russell Simmons and Brett Ratner. So that's what she put out in a report in 2001. So I guess the incident is being dug up now, where you have Variety and other publications coming out saying, you know, there was a report in 2001 on both men, and that the woman was being held against her will. So that's what's out there right now.
Well. Russell Simmons. All that damn yoga. He was being sneaky, possibly. Allegedly.
Oh, and also, Ratner is being kicked out, possibly out of the Wonder Woman franchise as well. I want to bring that up. The actress who plays Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, says she will not play Wonder Woman and continue on with the franchise if he is still there.
Well, they were like, you gotta go.
Yeah, so
people don't even see your face, so you have to go.
Yeah, so she's using her,
her power
to I guess fight back and say, if this guy, again, not Russell Simmons, that's one incident so far.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens about that. But pertaining to Brett Ratner, Gal Gadot said, I will not work as Wonder Woman if this guy is still working on the project. So there's a good chance, more than likely, he is going to be dropped because, like you said, she's the face of Wonder Woman. She's already been in her solo film that did very well. She's also in the collective films. It just would not be plausible for them to put somebody in her place. So more than likely, he's going to get dropped, which I think is a good thing.
She said, look, it's either him or me. I don't think he looks nowhere near as attractive with a sword in his back walking around in a skirt. Which one is it? She says, move, bitches. They said, Brett, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go. We already having, remember now, DC is already having a problem with the struggle fest when it comes to the Ben Affleck situation, being associated with Harvey Weinstein, and of course, the little gaffes that, what's the old boy, Matt Damon has been having as well. So they're trying to quietly struggle along, and god damn it, here comes some more shit off the DC Train Production Express.
Absolutely, and it gets worse for Brett Ratner. Because of the misconduct, he was also told to leave his office at Warner Brothers, and that also means now the Hugh Hefner biopic, the Hugh Hefner who allowed a 10-year-old girl to be nude in his Playboy magazine. Anyway, Brett was one of the producers for the biopic for Hugh Hefner. So now it's been put on ice, and it looks like Brett is gonna have to leave that project as well.
Sounds like a Hollywood divorce,
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Much
Hollywood
more appropriate.
Divorce.
Yeah, so anyway, of course, Warner Brothers and DC was going to make a switch because you had to pull up another story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to make sure the comments right here, our chat room stays up so we can kind of parallel as you're reading these stories.
Yeah, so is there any questions anybody have about this, or should we wait till the end and get into
at the end, we'll round up, closing questions and arguments and contestants as well. So let's go ahead and get into it with the producer of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Mr. Benny Medina. I'm sure you all may have seen his name on the credits of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but now it looks like there's some trouble going on with him and his S-curl.
Yeah, he does have S-curls, but yeah, he's also known for managing Jennifer Lopez's career, bringing her in, being a part of bringing her into the industry as well, and like you said, noted producer of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, starring Will Smith. Now, what allegedly occurred is that Benny tried to rape an actor who was at his home.
Damn.
So he tried to rape the guy, and there's another witness.
Oh, it was a guy.
Yeah, there's another witness who was also there, who stated that this did take place. Now, the actor he tried to rape allegedly is Jason Dotley. So Jason Dotley from the show Sordid Lives, he basically stated that, the guy tried to rape me in 2008, December of 2008. He also have another witness to collaborate with that story. His name is Ashanti, and Ashanti said yes, he did. They were taking a tour of Benny's home, and Benny tried to force himself on Jason.
That's a damn shame.
So
that's a grown ass man.
Yeah, so Jason is coming out now and saying this guy is a pervert, and that again he tried to rape me. Luckily, he stated he was able to get out of it, but he did close the bedroom door, and then again he tried to have sex.
My question is this: how long has this been going on? How long has this been going on? And I guess, you got the fellas, they coming out too. So, hey, we'll see what happens there with Benny Medina. And he still is the CEO of Medina Company, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely. So he's under watch right now. Jason said he felt brave to come out and tell what happened to him because Anthony Rapp came out against
Kevin Spacey.
Mm-hmm. So he felt it was his duty to come out and show more of a breadth of type of predators, because it's not just what they perceive to be heterosexual males with the ladies. Jason wanted to showcase that there's also some gay men who are predatory as well, and that even though him himself he's gay, and Anthony Rapp, they're gay too, they wanted to showcase that there are men that prey on them as well, on other men.
Absolutely. And of course, now he is most notably known for managing the careers of Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And of course, as you stated earlier, producer of the hit 90s show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, of course starring Will Smith.
And one of his friends is L.A. Reid.
Yeah, and the show, get this folks, is loosely based on Medina's upbringing.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was loosely based off of his own life.
Absolutely. And we're going to go right back to the chat room now. Troy, you're right. Pimp C did call out Russell Simmons before his death. We're just going to put that out there. Now, again, allegedly. But several witnesses have corroborated stories of accusers against Russell Simmons. So, hey, man. As we stated before, y'all know what it is.
It's like a network, because, Benny Benny is also close friends with Clive Davis. And then, Clive Davis and L.A. Reid. And both of these guys also been alleged of sexual harassment and assault and different things like that. So, I don't think we should be surprised. This is a big network within politics and also within Hollywood. And a lot of these networks are starting to be showcased because some people think it's a conspiracy for distraction, or maybe a conspiracy for something else, because some of these guys may have not, did what they supposed to do within their cartel. But I will have to say a major component to this really is the fact that people are growing power on their own. When you can have a lead actress like Gal Gadot who can say, I'm not going to work with Brett. If he's part of the franchise, I'm out, and she wins. You have Anthony Rapp and people who are able to go to Twitter, and social media, Facebook, and all these other outlets. It does help them. And people got to remember, these guys were reigning really powerful in the 90s when people couldn't really
touch them. You couldn't touch them.
People, they were considered gods at that time. A lot of people could not have come out against people. Even in the early 2000s, people are saying, well, why didn't people speak out? Well, sometimes people did. In 2001, it shows that police report that the girl did say that Russell Simmons, for example, and Brett sexually harassed them, but nothing came about it.
Yeah, so look, y'all, a lot of these people, now notice, this is on the downshift of their power culturally in the face of the veneer of the culture when they're not as visible. Now the accusers are able to come out, plus we have the age of the internet. You can't silence everybody on the internet. Even if you shut down a Twitter account, people still got Facebook accounts. People still got email. People can still hold interviews over the phone. People can still use Skype. All right? And then also, Eric, you are absolutely correct, folks. If you do not know, the actor that played Eddie Winslow on Family Matters, he came out not too long ago and said he was inappropriately violated as a kid, but he refused to come forward, of course.
Or who did it.
About who did it. So,
that's a good point. What, that came out like, 2 days ago?
A couple days ago, absolutely.
And he said when he was young, he was violated on the show?
Not sure. He didn't mention about the show. He didn't go into specific details, but he did say, hey, this did happen to me, and he made that statement there. Although it was his conversation or his narrative was a bit weird. I don't know if they misquoted him or if it was just, incorrectly written or whatever the case was. But he did confess and say, hey, yeah, I was a victim as well. As we see, it runs rampant in Hollywood. It runs rampant in the music industry. And again, notice that these people on the downshift of their face of their careers about being the cultural veneer, now people being able to come forward. And again, that's one of the great things and the perks about the internet. People can get their story out before you can try to shut them down. You can't blackball them like you used to. Like that old way, it don't work no more because people still want to talk. It's like when they did Rose McGowan, they shut down her Twitter and she was visible enough for people to make a complaint. But also, even if they would have continued shutting down her Twitter or whatever, she still had other outlets and avenues. How are they going to prevent her from going on podcasts and even talking on phones and interviews and things like that? It's a new day. Yeah. So a lot of people, as Beanie Siegel say, well, don't come out in the wash, don't come out in the rants.
Yeah, and then people can also find support in other people who were victimized. That's why we got to be careful when we say, I would just give advice to everybody in the chat room and also anybody who isn't in the chat room right now. Before you say, why didn't people come out before? Make sure you do your research to make sure that you didn't overlook somebody who did come out before, because in most of these cases, there were people coming out in the 90s, in the early 2000s.
Same thing with Louis C.K. People acting like it's brand new. Those rumors have been going on with that male pattern baldness individual for quite some time. And please, Louis C.K., wear a hat next time.
Absolutely. And then also, let's say hypothetically, if you did your research and it shows that maybe for that particular person, somebody didn't come out in the 90s, just also keep in mind that certain people had enough power to have people be hushed up. And on top of that, social media gives another dynamic. Just like we all say, artists and actors and everybody can be entrepreneurs and make their own way due to social media, that also means it gives victims more power to also talk about what has happened to them. And also, it's just like Jelani.
Jelani Mirage or Minaj, whatever the hell the last name is. I don't know Nicki Minaj's real last name. I think it is Mirage.
He was found.
Her lyrics were a mirage.
Yeah, he was found. He was found guilty for endangering 11-year-old girl. Again, she's 14 now, but at the time when she was 11, he anally raped her. The semen again was found on her pajama pants, and then also they found out that she was not only sexually abused and raped once, but repeatedly with Nicki Minaj's brother Jelani. Now, we do have to make one correction though. Last live stream, or I think 2 live streams ago, no, I think it was last live stream, we said Nicki Minaj testified for on behalf of her brother.
It was reported.
Well, it turns out that that was not true. It was just their mother that testified in behalf of Jelani. Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Finish your point.
Yeah, it was the mother that testified on behalf of Jelani. Mm-hmm. And again, I think it was like he has 15 years to life.
Well, what they're saying right now, I believe they're looking at 25 years to life, which is appropriate. Now, here's the thing. I know people state that, they never get caught. When you start getting in situations with pedophiles and there's not enough evidence to some degree, you start getting in those hazy sentences, right? However, though, when there's ample amount of evidence, they do get that time. And also, you all were talking about a little bit earlier about the actor that played Elmo. It was a brother. Well, it was a black man, better yet. Let me use that correctly, because as Chuck D said, every brother ain't a brother. It was a black man, and his name was Kevin Clash. He was the voice of Elmo for years. I believe a couple decades, or going on 20 years. And what came forward about him, who came forward about him was a 16-year-old boy that said, hey, this guy violated me. And of course he lost his spot. And it was weird because Kevin Clash had just went on a campaign basically where they were just showing his face saying, hey, look, this is the guy that is voicing Puppet, and he was voicing Elmo for all of these years. And then that boy came forward and he was effectively replaced. So yeah, absolutely. In Jelani Mirage's situation as well, looks like he about to get that hard time, which is appropriate. And they did state it was enough evidence to convict him. I don't know what goofy juror that was. He might have been a barb secretly in a closet, but for the most part, everybody else agreed that he did it. And again, as we've seen with Elmo, and also not only Elmo, thinking about Elmo on Sesame Street, I remember being younger that the comedian Paula Poundstone had got in trouble as well because the adopted daughter she had, it turned out she had some funny business going on there as well, and she got in trouble. Paula Poundstone, if y'all remember that, she used to be like the random comedian on like Sesame Street when you was like young and shit. It's crazy how when you're young, a lot of these things come out of the closet with some of the people you had just seen all in your life.
Yeah, and I think no one's overlooking, white supremacy. We talked about
what happened with white supremacy
justification in our last live stream. But I will say this: I do think we have to make a distinction here.
Is that an Otep throwing up his Bambaataa shield?
No, that's Paul in his beach chair. But we have to make
put down your Bambaataa chair, okay?
We have to make a clear distinction here too. Yeah. I don't think we should be talking about who slept with who to get ahead, when certain people have already been proven to be rapists, or there's a possibility they are serial rapists. When you already see cartels being showcased to you guys and ladies, right? And let's just say people who are, there's a lot of a large possibility that they did it or they did do it. If you're talking about Bill Cosby, if you're talking about Weinstein, if you're talking about
Concrete Face.
If you're talking about Kevin Spacey, if you're talking about just basically these moguls and these business CEOs and stuff like that.
Sam Paula got his African Bambaataa shield up. That's what's going on with him.
We have to be careful in African Bambaataa. We have to be careful when talking about people who slap to get ahead, because if you already have a showcasing of people who are very forceful, rape, people who are assaulting people, harassing people, most of the victims talking about being raped, being sexually assaulted, being sexually harassed, male and females. That gives you a better and broader understanding that a lot of this is by force. So then when you're bringing up who slept with who, you're kind of blurring the lines of these predators who have been raping adults and also raping children. So we have to be clear here. Let's focus on the fact that these people are predators. Now with Russell Simmons, he's very suspect. He's been around suspect people. In this case, for him, there's no clear cut yet.
This is not an indictment.
So there's not an indictment on Russell Simmons.
Keep the boule up off of our asses.
But
I will make contacts in the street though.
Yeah, but for Medina and some other people, it's either been proven or it's beyond even being suspicious. So we have to be careful to not conflate the two. Someone who sleeps for sex or whatever, we cannot again equate it to people who have been accused of being serial rapists and serial sexual harassers.
Well, what's so hard to figure out? You have predators, you have within the predator spectrum, you have pedophiles, you have rapists. It's all rape at the end of the day. And these are people who are asserting themselves or enforcing themselves on people with unwanted advances. Like, I don't understand, like, what? I think we get into a society and we've done so much gray area in the wrong situations. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what's so hard to figure out, man? You got, like, rapists, you got pedophiles. I mean, what?
Power together.
I mean, at that point, that moves beyond race. That moves beyond race. That's on some other stuff. You just want to see somebody get punished. That's all you want to see. Don't nobody care about that other stuff. So again, all communities are very guilty of being very suspect when it comes to prosecuting these people who are predators within the community. Look, We saw it online. Just culturally, a lot of black people were slow to move their asses on the African Bambaataa. Shouts out to Doggy Diamonds, who kept pushing for that. Shouts out to Doggy Diamonds. I mean, he was a big part of breaking that spell that motherfucker had over people with them 2 fucking hits. Like I said before, and motherfuckers cannot tell me the difference physically between Africa Bambaataa and George Clinton. I feel George Clinton made much better music, but still, motherfuckers was holding on to African Bambaataa like it was Rakim or Daddy Kane. So, you know, black people have been guilty of it. White people have been guilty of it. Asian people are guilty of it. All communities are very suspect when it comes to prosecuting people who are pedophiles and rapists within their community. And also, I definitely 100% agree with Charlemagne for giving himself donkey of the day when it came to that whole scenario about the rape culture. There are a lot of cats.
All about rape culture.
There's a lot of cats out here. I don't give a fuck what you say. The shit does exist. It ain't normal. The shit ain't normal. And stop trying to normalize predatory behavior.
Yeah, and I also want to say, you know, Louis C.K., the movie that was going to come out, then you say the premise of the movie is like, he's a single father, and I think he has a teenage daughter. And what is this Hollywood? Was it a Hollywood pedophile that kept trying to get with the daughter, and he was like conflicted of having his daughter work with that person or not, right? Was that the premise of the movie?
The film that right now they decided to withhold because of the upcoming or the allegations that were recently submitted to the public.
That he confirmed.
Yeah, the film was basically, the premise of it is that, you know, he's a single father and his daughter's 17 years old, and there is a Hollywood producer that is interested in his daughter, and Louis C.K. is suspecting that the producer, who is like more than 3 times the daughter's age, is also a possible pedophile in the industry.
Yeah, and again, people who keep saying why all these people are quiet. How many times we have to tell you?
Also, Netflix scraps Louis C.K.'s stand-up.
Yes, he
upcoming
did.
stand-up.
That has been scrapped. And also for other people who are coming in saying, why haven't people said this? Again, people in some of these cases have spoken out early on. For Louis C.K., for example, female comedians, you know, against Brett Ratner, people have come out in most of these cases. Some people a little bit later, but in most of these cases, there have been people who have come out. There's been police reports for some of those people filed. We, as a public, just weren't paying attention because we weren't enjoying those movies, enjoying those albums. So we have to be honest with ourselves, Sergio, and we can't keep acting like we you know, oh, nobody was saying anything, and it's only now it's only now some victims have come out. No, there were in a lot of these cases, there were victims who had came out when it occurred, but because of the power and again cartels. I mean, come on, I think recently we, out of the 10 people we named, all of them had like a lot of weight and clout in this industry. So you cannot say, oh, you know, just people coming out now. We have to be more sensible than that.
Yeah, we got to be real about that. You know, and my thing is this, y'all. Stop being a dookie head. And what I mean by being a dookie head, why nobody come out before? Nobody came out before. Stop being idiotic. Think about it. If somebody has patterns that are habitual and predatory, that means they have also a line of victims, which is why you usually see when the levees break, metaphorically, when it comes to the sexual assault with victims, other victims come forward and they say, yo, I was sharing my story and everybody was telling me to shut the fuck up. Yo, people talk. And look, like I tell Sincere, now we got this understanding with these celebrities. See, maybe we're a little different. I can enjoy the art. I can even admire some producers. I can even admire certain people when it comes to business moves. However, when I see something, a transgression against the law of humanity, I can't fuck with you like that. So here's my thing, case in point. James Brown is arguably one of my favorite artists. He's either behind Prince or before Prince, depending on what mood I am in that day. However, though, it has been noted and proven on record that James Brown beat the shit out of women. So in that space, I just leave him there with the music. I don't try to say, oh, they were coming after James Brown because he was trying to buy Dark and Lovely. I don't do that type of shit. Some of these people, some of us, as a culture, excluding myself and Sincere, because we that fly in that sense, that when a person comes forward on some of you all's favorite folk, whatever it is that they do, y'all can't see past the art. And what I always pray, yes, Prince prays. No, is it Jesus or Allah? No. All right, but Prince does pray, and I say, look, I always ask that I have complete unbiased wisdom. All right, that whatever hang up that I have about a person, whether I dislike them or how they treat me, if something needs to be done in a sense of justice and just doing somebody right, that I have enough fortitude and intelligence to say, hey, this is what it is. Or if a favorite rapper of mine get accused of something, I don't want to be the person jumping on the wave against an accuser because I like that motherfucker's first album. It don't work like that. And that's what happens with a lot of people. So why do you think these victims, people, why can't they come? They've been knocking on the ceiling. They've been knocking on that invisible ceiling. But people kept telling them to shut the fuck up. Sit down. You just hating. You just mad. You broke. They get all these fucking incoherent responses. Then all of a sudden, when somebody else comes forward, or several other people come forward, then all the people want to play. Well, why didn't y'all come forward before? People have always been coming forward. Always. Also, people are saying Bill Maher is next. No, but we got to be real. I do like what Open Mind said, and also dude from Brooklyn. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but they both made great points. But I will say, when you're talking about someone's talent in music, okay, you could like the music, but don't try to say your entertainment is above justice. Don't try to say your entertainment and what you like to listen to is above decency. Either you're going to be morally righteous across the board or not. Now, no one's saying you can't say that that person is iconic in what they did and what they do, or that they're talented, or those movies were great movies, or that music was good, but do not try to confuse that with justice. Again, it's like if people was on that jury would have allowed Jelani to walk free because, sodomized an 11-year-old girl just because his sister is Nikki, and let's say all of them were fans of her music. The world should not work that way. Whether you like somebody material or not, justice should be served, and the only way it could be served is if we, again, don't just say the victim is lying because you like somebody's music or movies. That happens a lot.
Let's let things go to court. Let's watch things out. Let's push for the more accurate DNA testing. In fact, so there won't be no confusion, let's push for victims to have a safety net so all victims can come out exactly when it happens. So if there's DNA evidence, that can be pushed forward.
Look, that's what happens, man. And you know what? You have a lot of star fuckers. I mean, some of the idiotic responses I've heard, especially when it's pertaining to singers, musicians, rappers, people be like, oh, they lying. I just can't see that. I was like, first of all, I'm going to play Ray Charles on all of this. I don't see anything. All I hear is the music. Now, people coming forward on these people, I says, hey, that needs to be exercised. If the person's innocent, they're innocent. If they're guilty, they're guilty. They will be able to prove it in a court of law, and they'll be able to stand their ground. But, again, that is really what prevents, people try to act like it's so easy, right? People try to act like it's so easy with certain things. Like, a lot of these people have been saying things for a long time. As I illustrated before, when it comes to the Catholic priest, this is why you usually have an avalanche of accusers being brought to the public, because they've been talking to people behind the scenes trying to make things happen. But this particular individual has so much leverage in the game. Their pimp hand is so strong that these people are getting smited left and right like God did folks in the Bible. And people act like it's so easy. So, again, that's why you need to exercise due diligence with swift justice and emotional restraint and moral honesty. These Absolutely. Are things that need to be pushed forward in the culture. And again, y'all have to keep in mind, y'all don't know these celebrities.
We don't know.
You don't know these celebrities.
It's a guessing game, right?
Yeah,
it's like some people you may like at the moment they do something dope, but you don't know the full scope of that person.
You don't know that. You don't know.
Oh, and Karma and Lala Papa, y'all are 100% correct. it is what it is. You know, Diddy, he has some suspect ways, rumors, being a student under Clive Davis. You know, some of the people that may listen to us may be friends with Diddy, but we got to be honest. You know, this is Thought Crimes. This isn't Suck Hollywood's Dick Crime. So we got to be honest.
We don't know these people.
We don't
I
know
keep
those
telling
people,
folks
and
all the
that
time.
Could be that's very well could be true
and
too.
People always try to tell us, yo, such and such is listening to y'all, or this person. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, it ain't showed up in the bank account, so I'm keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
And we can't be compromised. Like, I get it. For a second,
I will sacrifice a Mayo person.
For a second,
I will sacrifice two Mayo people
are telling you
to move forward.
Yeah, for a second, people may tell you who's listening to you, but at the end of the day, we can't, switch our style or become compromised because some big names and some of them who work we admire, but they may be doing something nefarious, or they may not be. They may be good people. We cannot change.
We don't know them, though.
Yeah, we don't know them. We cannot change our style and what we do here to try to get in favor with those people. And I think sometimes that's what happens, even with some people on YouTube. They may hear about, oh, so-and-so listens to the channel or their podcast or whatever, so they may try to tailor their material to appease, everybody, but that's not
Six God.
That's not where we're supposed to be. Our loyalty lies with our family, it lies with our friends, it lies with the followers, the people who support us, who come here for news, who come here to laugh, for entertainment, just for goofy shit. Like, that's where it lies. People who put money, their hard-earned money into our brand. And don't get me wrong, there also could be celebrities who put their hard-earned money into our brand as well. But the whole point is, I'm just saying
we keep doing what we doing.
Yeah.
And I don't, I don't. It's like I told Sincere last night. I said, at the end of the day, I do act like, ain't nobody listening. And we're just going to continue to push forward. Sherry B, you said, did Prince say George Clinton did something? No, Sherry B. What I was saying is that black people were holding on to African Bambaata's stinky kente cloth when Doggy Diamonds broke the story. It was already out there. The accusers,
good thing for Doggy to do that too.
Yeah, the accusers were already saying it, but nobody was listening. People was calling them liars. People was calling them celebrity boppers. People was like, they just want his money. And I'm like, nigga, I ain't even know African Bambaataa had money,
I didn't know either. I didn't know he had money too.
Yeah, man, look, shit. His face ashy every time I see him. But anyway, so Doggy Diamond, shouts out to him, wonderful brother. We're gonna try to have him back on eventually, or maybe I'll go sit down with him. We'll go sit down and chop it up with him on camera. But the point is this: what I was saying, Sherry B, is that just like within every community, whether it was Rob Lowe in the Mayo community, with black folks, for a period, they were very slow to let go of Africa Bambaataa and his two hits. And I was saying because
looking for the perfect beat, and what's the other one?
Rock, Planet Cock, Don't Slop. Anyway, so it was like, yo, y'all can't even tell the difference between Africa Bambaataa and George Clinton in a picture lineup. So that's all I was saying. Of course, George Clinton makes much better music.
Great music.
Much better music. Again, two biggest influences on hip-hop is James Brown and George Clinton. But, black people were very slow to let go of Africa Bambaata's funky little kente claw.
Now, Prince, P Solo, are you ready to let the phone lines be open? So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I was going to get him at the 45-minute mark. While I do this, you can go ahead and keep chopping it up with the folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I agree with a lot of people in the chat room with certain things that are saying, Nubi and Queen, Jonathan, Lala Papa, Carmen, and everyone. And this is why we just got to be adamant, We could take our own power into our own hands, and we gotta be honest with things. There's no butt kissing allowed. Once you become a butt kisser,
no grocery eating.
You can't tell the truth. You really can't tell the truth when you become a grocery eater, like Prince stated. Then you're compromised, and you're like, I'm a grocery eater now. I know this person is what they're doing to other people is fucking foul, but I'm a grocery eater, so I can't say what it is. Nah, that's not how we get down here on Thought Crimes. I know we're a mixture of entertainment, we're a mixture of politics, we're a mixture of anything we want to be on that particular day.
Like Carey Russell said, edutainment.
But we can't compromise ourselves like that, So no shade to people who listen to us who may be celebrity. If you ain't fucking people over like that, you don't have to worry about thought crimes at all. And if you're a victim of something, you don't have to worry about thought crimes at all. Like, again, I'm not going to make fun of a celebrity who possibly was raped when they were a kid or even an adult by some mogul and they, you know, making their money and then they're brave enough to come out, or maybe they haven't been brave enough to come out yet. But, you know, we don't mess with people like that. You know, we try to use what our talents to make fun of people who deserve it. Pretty much.
Yeah, you know, we keep pushing. You know, we may sacrifice a mayo here or mayo there, but you know, outside of that, man, it is what it is. But there are so many star fuckers out here, and there's some dudes I know, and I've seen how they curtail their content, you know, to try to appease these celebrities because they hope one day that they will be in the comforts of them. You know, maybe they'll get a chance to chop it up with them. Whatever. I say, all right, if that's your MO, whatever. Also, somebody brought up there, what they say, Brandon Chase, Africa, Prince, George Clinton. Damn, these Negroes really want the phone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, brother. You know, they try to act like, come on. They was acting like Africa Bambaataa created hip hop. I'm like, nigga, please.
That's the problem. Like, people gotta understand, African Bambaataa is not like the first person who created hip hop. And then a lot of the stuff he got it from George Clinton. So don't worry. You don't have to feel insecure about the state of hip hop. Don't worry about it. George Clinton came up with most of the stuff that Bambaataa used anyway.
Two great groups.
And and then we have James Brown musically that influenced hip hop. We got we got jazz like Air Fitzgerald. We also have the Caribbean with the lyrics and the rapping.
Come on, man.
A lot of that came from the Caribbean, Jamaicans, different things like that.
Y'all gotta be real. So yeah, that's why I love what Doggy Diamonds did. He just brought it straight out there. He used his platform for something real, which he has always been doing consistently. And of course, historically, a lot of people bit off Doggy Diamonds. Just want to put that out there. So anyway, y'all can go ahead when you get a chance. 281-899-0392. Again, 281-899-0392. I do call in if you're interested, folks. The lines are open.
Now the topic is there's accusations against Russell Simmons, Benny, Medina as well. Also, what do you think about the Hollywood purge right now with a lot of these people within certain cartels getting exposed for being either pedophiles, raping women, raping men, raping children. And then also, if you have something else that you may want to bring to the table of this conversation, you could call in and bring up your topic as well.
Absolutely. And make sure you have your thoughts clear, concise, and straight to the point.
Absolutely. Okay, X-Men. What is Russell accused of? He was accused in 2001 in a report where he sexually harassed or attempted to assault a girl. Him and Brett, they had a female held up in a room. So I guess this report is also being dug up right now. It took place in 2001. So basically, that's what's being put forth in the media right now of what took place in 2001.
Absolutely, folks. So anyway, as we usually talk about these things, you know, of course, tomorrow we're going to have some more open and diverse topics. Get a little bit breath from this as well. We're going to be talking about some other things. They're going to continue this purge as well of these Hollywood socialites and ALites and acolytes and friends of the industry, friends of a friend of a friend. So y'all know the usual story. A bunch of people around them are going to say, I never knew, or he never did anything to me, blah, 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 blah. Same old usual shit.
And I like this because, you know, I feel like we give people some fresh air. You don't know how many producers, writers, you know, upcoming people who are scared of these people, so they love conversations like this so they can come out.
Welcome to Thought Crimes Caller. You are now live. What is good with you?
Oh, yeah, I just had a question. I thought it was Star, Troy Terrain, who put out Bambaataa.
Yeah, it was Star. Yeah, it was a combination of Star, but Doggy Diamonds was on the ground, though. He had organized within the community. He actually had meetings where they gave, what's that man's name? African Bambaataa, like a 48 hour deadline.
And he went to Fox News
to make a response. Yeah, absolutely. And what he did, as Sincere stated, his response was to go to the Mayo media, Fox News, to say, I'm innocent.
But media-wise, you're right. Star, Doggy Diamonds, and the other people, media-wise, they came forth and said, we need to investigate
But it was Doggy Diamonds on the ground. He wasn't just
and
a
some
mouthpiece.
Other people, some of his friends who also have media outlets.
Yeah, but Doggy Diamonds, he organized. That's what I want that to be made clear. He organized within the community some of the more powerful people that are on YouTube and in the media, social media space, in that black space, that pro-black space, and they actually was out there in the flesh, out there calling that man out in this Kente call.
Was that before Star got a hold of it? Because Star has really been, blowing his own horn about that one. I mean, he considers that a feather in his cap that he took down Bambaataa. I mean, that's...
Hey, man, you know what?
He's been bragging about.
He can put several feathers in his cap. I don't care who came first as long as they brought the motherfucker out. That's the point. That's the point right there. We need to have these people to come on out. All these people beefing online with these pro-black lightsabers, they swinging at each other. They need to point the shit in the right direction. So shout out to Star and Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Red Pill, Blue Pill, all of them brothers and sisters that came out there and put that out there for those victims that are still suffering today. I believe one of the victims, he can barely get any sleep right now because he has been having to take medication ever since.
Well, that Bambaataa is a monster. He is a monster, and he's a repulsive, revolting individual, man. I mean, I don't know why that guy is not, locked up right now, man. It's just ridiculous, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I agree with you. Unfortunately, he had some form of power and then clout, and then he's also considered a legend in hip-hop. And then also a lot of studies show that young boys, when they become men, they have even more of a harder time than women coming out and saying, oh, this man sexually assaulted me, this man raped me. So you also have that issue on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, some of these men are almost 50 years old.
Yeah. What do you think about that, brother?
A lot of these men. Grandfathers.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Coming up. I mean, that's incredible.
What do you think about that?
I think the guy, I'm trying to figure out why Bambaataa hasn't had an accident already, if you know what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Whoops.
I agree with that.
To the bottom of the Hudson we go.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys. I love the show, man.
We appreciate you, brother, as well.
Thank you, brother. I love it. Thank you.
Hey, next caller, you are now live with Thought Crimes. What's good?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Brandon Chase. What's going on?
What's up, Brandon?
What's up, man?
Hey, Sincere, Press. How are y'all?
Oh, we doing good. How about you?
I'm solid, man. It's just crazy. Everybody freaks out here.
They're everywhere, man. All they need is that they need their theme song. The freaks come out at night. You know what I'm saying?
So what are your personal thoughts on this, Brandon, or questions?
I'm glad y'all asked. With being Medina, I'm sorry, let me get to Russell first. Not surprising, man. I mean, given, with how he started Jeff Jam, and there's just something always kind of been, like, weird about his demeanor, kind of very calm and stuff, and it doesn't surprise me. And even with how he got Kimura and many women over his career, and possibly dudes, I mean, let's keep it real. And maybe even not just, with, musicians and, producers, maybe, just maybe, hey, some of these comedians too, given that Def Jam is kind of all over. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, if there's an issue, then what we're going to see, if this is true, then, again, usually the floodgates open, and the victims that have already been speaking will get a higher platform, and then the people that haven't had the courage to come out, they will come out.
And you check it out, people are getting brave, like Prince said, Anthony Rapp came out, then other men who were assaulted by other men came out. The women came out with Weinstein and the guys before Weinstein, and now other women feel confidence to come out now. So when you start seeing the floodgates open, each person that comes out makes somebody else who hasn't said anything yet braver. And so a lot of these people are going to be getting swept.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
No, you
yeah,
good.
It's crazy. It's crazy down in Hollywood. I can only imagine what they're going to do with the Oscars.
Well, you know, I don't know what they're going to do because the hypocrisy is showing right now. Like you said, what are all the Oscars going to do? They banned Weinstein for life. Now people saying, okay, good job, but are you going to ban Woody Allen for life? Are you going to ban Roman Polanski for life? Are you going to be banning all these producers who are coming out right now, other producers and writers and directors?
Or Louis C.K.
You know, yeah, exactly. Are you going to ban them also from the Golden Globes? Are you going to banish Louis C.K. from the Golden Globes and other actors who come out?
Well, you know what about Louis C.K.? There were a lot of women comedians and a lot of writers that came out and talked about him and what he was doing. And the Emmys continued to nominate him 3 to 4 different times afterwards. And Roseanne Barr, who has a loud voice, maybe not as influential overtly like she used to be, but loud enough to be heard. Remember now, this is a woman that tried to run for president as well. She talked about Louis C.K. She talked about him right around the Cosby trip. She said he ain't the only one. She called out Louis C.K. And still nobody listened because Louis C.K. was one of the few comedians coming after a Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle that didn't ascend to quite their level, but still was able to make a very strong name for himself. So he had a lot of power within the comedic realm. Another
thing I want to also add to that for both of you guys as well, like people are trying to shame Roseanne right now because of they said that she should have said something about Kevin Spacey. But once you already name someone like Louis C.K., and she did that years ago, once you already name someone and everybody tell you to shut up, you know, you throw out Kevin and other people, what, they're going to listen to you? And they're not even listening to you when you bring out Louis C.K.?
Then you say Kevin Spacey, and they be like, I know you better shut the fuck up.
And it's a popularity contest, you know, whether you like Roseanne or not. Is. Yeah, because at that moment, and even right now, people don't like her as much as they used to when they thought she was just this big, fluffy, nice white woman. You know, they don't like her as much. So when she pointed out Louis C.K., who was very liked at that time, and still up to this point, she had no win.
Yeah, they called her crazy. They called her a loudmouth.
I was trying to put Roseanne in the same space as, you know, maybe Kathy Griffin too, because I know she got teeth for days.
Oh yeah, Kathy Griffin. You know what she was, and she was very vocal. And Kathy Griffin, I feel, is someone that, you know, Wendy Williams patterned herself off of later on in her career. But Kathy Griffin was another one that was talking about a lot of things. Even Joan Rivers, before she died. You know, there was a lot of shit that she was talking about.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, like for over 3 decades, Joan Rivers was, quote unquote, as they say on social media, spilling tea on a lot of motherfuckers' foreheads. So they didn't take her serious. They say, oh, she's crazy. So, you know, and that's what they do when you know, a prophet is never celebrated on their own land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I also, you know, heard, you know, many things of Clive Davis, and God rest Whitney's soul. I hope and pray he did not try it with, you know, the diva herself, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if she did, because everyone got to remember, she came into the industry at, 16, Prince? She was about 16,
17. I think she had her first big hit around 17, 18.
Yeah, she was too young, so...
And that's also maybe be one of the cases that may have contributed to her early drug use. Maybe. Made it worse. Maybe.
Hey, we don't know, man. Again, you know, your guess is just as good as ours, man. You know, you'd be surprised what all of these celebrities may have endured and gone through, and people circulating around the industry that are not celebrities, what they go through as well. That's why we be telling people to go on and shush it on their ego, and at this time, just let things breathe until stuff can come out properly, or if it's handled in the court of law.
Yeah, and with Benny Medina, look, he tapped J-Lo's ass. I don't care what nobody said. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people also don't know that, you know, he managed Mariah too. So who knows?
You're right.
And,
yes.
You know, even when she had her breakdown, you know, like in the early 2000s. So, you know, there's so many things. And there's also a case going on with Mariah too, which is kind of crazy. Somewhat wouldn't be surprising, but it's just like, wow, everybody...
Mariah,
everybody's
like
trying
you said,
to freak, man.
Mariah came in at a young age too. She was 17 when she came into the
she
business.
was married
Tommy
with
Mottola,
with
fat
Tommy
ass.
Mottola,
Yeah,
Tommy
greasy
Mottola
ass.
looked like he had fleas in his beard.
He did look like he had fleas in his beard. I agree, man. Dude is a creep. But, you know, like you said, they like to get them young. They like to get them on drugs. You know, Mariah is somewhat functional, but we all know she's alcoholic. I should say alleged. Don't want to get sued. You know, we're not big enough to get sued yet, but still, alleged.
If I get sued by Mariah, I'm about to drag that shit out in the public. We about to trend all up and down Twitter.
But I'll just say this. No one would be shocked if she admitted to being an alcoholic. I would say that.
She is an alcoholic in my opinion. And, you know, even with her recently finally firing her manager, and we've seen her, you know, very few live performances, you know, over the last year or two, man. Just, and of course, you know, her fluctuating weight. I mean, but while like Hollywood is in shambles, you know, it's a reality show at this point, man.
No doubt about that. And also, we did a video previously here on Thought Crimes where we explained what may possibly be happening with Mariah's voice. And we talked about the stress levels and the pressures that she had to endure and how she always had to use her voice. And it just seems like, if you look at it, it was quoting some, you know, professionals as well that was stating it appears that Mariah may have just completely stressed out her vocal cords, which has been known to happen to a lot of prominent singers. And to think about it, to not be able to flex your talent and your gift like you want to, some people will just go to the liquor. You know, Michael Jordan had a problem getting up off his knees and he couldn't handle it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, even in that regard, quote unquote, about her and her potential possible alcoholism, we don't know what are the real circumstances surrounding that as well. But man, we do appreciate you, brother, man. And don't be surprised. You know, you seem like you're on the right track. As we tell people all the time, you don't know these motherfuckers, and don't be surprised what comes out.
Yeah, I mean, in my young, you know, 27 years, you know, I try to be, you know, I'm very well rounded when it comes to politics, entertainment, and music, man. But goddamn, like,
yeah, no doubt,
crazy.
We appreciate
but,
you.
I definitely want to give other folks here, you know, a chance, you know, get their opinions in and everything. So, for everybody else, I do apologize.
No, you good. You good, man. We appreciate you and the fact that you dialed up and called us as well. Continue to enjoy and support, man. You have a blessed day, homeboy.
Enjoy your night, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks. And I look forward to your future discussions. Holla back.
Yeah, you know, so when we talk about Mariah, we got another person in.
Yes. Caller, you are now live with Thought Crimes.
What's going on, Thought Crimes?
What's up? Who are we speaking to?
This is Idris Birch.
Oh, what's up? Oh, shit.
What you doing, Idris Birch?
Come on, family. I called in because I wanted to speak on some of the people that were saying something about why victims didn't come out when they did. Because I heard some points that you guys have made, and I just wanted to add on to it, if y'all don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so the biggest issue with the argument that people make about why these victims didn't come forward is what something you mentioned earlier was the fact that these guys were big power, had all this power. Most of these guys were moguls, and when you have that much power, it's hard for you to be touched. So most times you'll hear about victims, they'll come out early on, but they'll get shushed up. Either they'll be told to take some money, or they'll be told that if you speak out, will ruin your career. And the victims are usually smaller than the predators.
Yeah,
in these cases. So for a lot of the people that want to make the argument about why these men and women didn't come out earlier, one, they were probably shushed and they probably couldn't get their voice out there to be heard, especially in the 90s when there was only like one or two ways for you to really be heard. Mm-hmm. So it was like easier to control things. There was also, maybe somebody just decided that it wasn't a big enough. They didn't have enough fight in them to deal with it at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them probably were probably biding their time. Because sometimes, even when you have like when something happens to you, sometimes you have the best way to handle things is to bide your time and wait for the predators to be at their weakest. And right now, a lot of these predators, they're not as big, they're not as known, they're not as prominent. So that's what helps these victims right now. Helps them to be able to actually come out and have their voice heard. Plus, social media makes it so much easier for these victims' voices to be heard. There's almost no way that you can shut somebody up at this time.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. And also Carmen, and she's bringing up a point that coincides with yours as well, homie. She's saying most victims are blackballed or turned to drugs. And yes, a lot of these people that are the predators, they're just like Suge Knight's fat ass in that infamous night with Tupac getting shot up. They can't be touched.
Or like even with Weinstein, they said allegedly that there are a lot of people that made sure victims stayed out of the newspaper. So in the 90s, they didn't get their voices heard because they weren't allowed to even come forward into the media. So even though some came forward in the 90s, it didn't reach the media because he had the power to make that happen.
And don't forget, there are people that have been left as well.
Yep. And I also wanted to address something. You know, a lot of people like to misconstrue like this type of stuff. They like to think that these type of crimes and that these type of offenses are white people crimes and that black people don't do it. That's false. I personally, at least for me, I just feel like it's not just this type of problem isn't just a racial problem. It's just an ingrained problem in general. It just, to me, I feel like that's another point that's kind of like misconstrued, is that a lot of people think that this is just like, oh, this is just a white thing, and that black people don't do this when it happens in our normal, regular lives. Mm-hmm. We have, at least in a lot of families, a lot of black families, we have a lot of hidden skeletons in the closet from family members that have hushed up the victim in the family and kept the predator in the family, and they had to be cordial with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right about that, and that's something that needs to be understood as well. Again, you know, it's not about black, white in this situation. This is really just a basic human rights issue. You know, to violate somebody's personal space, to make them, remember now, slaves are people who are vulnerable, people who are at the hands or at the mercy of individuals who have power over them, and they can't do anything. When somebody is able to do whatever they want to you and you can't do nothing to them, essentially at that moment or within that arrangement of space and action, you are a slave. So a lot of people, I have seen that. There have been a lot of people sounding silly. Man, them white folk, they hold it range. Hold on. It goes on in our backyard. All right. Our backyard need to be cleaned up because it's looking like the front yard of Sanford and Son.
Because for me, it's that old quote. What was the old quote? The old quote is, don't look outside somebody else's house. Make sure don't look outside your house when you have things to clean up in your own house.
Facts.
Don't look at somebody else's dirty house if your house is dirty.
Absolutely.
And I feel like no one's house at this point, black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter who it is. I don't feel like anybody's house is clean enough where we can just throw dirt over towards the other group.
Yeah,
I feel like this is an issue that really needs to be addressed, and a lot of people are not addressing this issue.
Yeah, in a society, that's what's going on.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, go ahead, continue.
I personally saw the effects of what happened when a predator, infiltrates your family and somebody ends up hurt behind it. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like, and I've seen both sides of the coin. One's trying to expose the issue, then the others are trying to cover up issues. Too much covering up, and that's the reason why at this point it seems like with all of this stuff that's coming out, it seems like it's a pot that's boiling over.
Yeah.
Because the issue, everybody's put a lid over it. That's all everybody's ever done with this type of stuff. They put a lid over it. Oh, he's making my favorite movies, so let's put a lid over it. Oh, he's my favorite athlete, so let's go ahead and put a lid on it. Oh, he's a funny dude, let's put a lid on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's just something that we need to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to figure out how to fix it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going. Because while these guys are getting ushered out, who else is being ushered in that's doing the same predatory stuff?
Absolutely, man. And that's why you laid out some very good and great salient points. Brother, we do appreciate you calling in as well, folks. Y'all heard him. He put it down as well, man. And thank you so much.
Enjoy your night, Idris.
No problem. Good night.
So there you have it. You know, he made great. Oh, we got another caller.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for calling in live here on Thought Crimes.
Hello?
Caller? Caller, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? There we go. I hear something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
It's Jamila.
Oh,
always a student.
Always a student in the business.
Always a student. If y'all haven't seen Always a Student, she's a sister that has those Stephen King comments in all of our videos.
Very long, very detailed, and very on point.
I'd be like, wait a minute, since I'm about to go to the restroom first, I'll go to the restroom first before I read her comments.
I'm going to go get some chips first.
But she's always wonderful and straight to the point. And also, Always a Student, please plug your radio station, your radio show that you have.
Well, because I just moved to the East Coast, I don't have the show anymore, but I'm working on having a podcast.
Okay.
Oh, we on the same side right now.
Well, where you
There
at?
we go.
Where you at?
So I'm in NYC, Brooklyn right now.
There you go.
After 17 years of being on, so I'm back at NYC. And cool. I don't feel like my life is so interesting right now. I don't really get to listen to your show all the time until it's too late. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I write in the comments.
It's always really wonderful. Always
Thank
wonderful. You always have thought-provoking comments. And, of course, we always enjoy your commentary.
Thank you. And I love and appreciate y'all. Somebody said it sounds like I'm single. Wow. Okay.
Wow. It sounds like they desperate. It sounds like you're single.
I can't be talking shit. People make love connections on so it can happen.
I just never heard that. I heard people say, it sounds like you got a cold. It sounds like you got to. It sounds like you single.
Anyway, Always.
Go ahead, Always. What's up?
What do you want to bring up on this topic or something else?
I'm actually sitting back and watching this and enjoying it because Babylon is falling. That's ultimately how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's true.
So just the Babylon is falling, Hollywood's being questioned. I don't know if y'all heard about the Sophia robot and how Sophia became a citizen of Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I heard about
all
that.
These things are signs of the end of the world. I don't care what anybody says. And so all of these people are being exposed right now, when people have been exposing them for years. It's just an interesting time right now. And just the way the weather's changing, everything happening. And it is interesting because you had people like Patty Austin. She was performing since the age of 3 and had records out. Donny Hathaway was performing since the age of 5. And so I think people having a support network is really, really good. I'm trying to think of some actors. I think Emmanuel Lewis, actually, he had a support network and a family who wouldn't let him get exposed like that. And so he survived all of that, even though that show Webster was problematic because he said George and ma'am. But he had a family who didn't let people mess with his money. And so he survived all of that. And then even Jaleel White, dude that played Steve Urkel, same thing. He had a support network. He got out of that, went to college, graduated. And so he's got a head on his shoulders. So the thing is, a lot of these families are just looking for money, and they let their kids be exposed. And I think it's Even I was thinking Benny Medina, because he was a producer of The Fresh Prince.
Yes.
And so was Quincy Jones. And so we see the history of all these people, but somebody like Tatiana Ali, I think the same thing. She ended up going to Harvard. So I think just people who had families who supported them and didn't let them get into the business too far besides just working. I think that's what needs to happen. And so you had Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, all these people, Macaulay Culkin, Shirley Temple, all these people whose families just exploited them and put them out there and didn't care as long as they got money. And I saw some comments about Michael Jackson. I don't know if anybody knows me well enough, but I love Michael. I did so much research, and the funny thing is, with Michael, there's patterns. Like, he definitely was abused as a child. Somebody mentioned Joe Jackson. Yeah, he's a narcissist, exploiter, and did that to all of his kids. And he ended up hanging out with kids who were also exploited. And so I feel like he just had a space where he could deal with that. The problem is, I don't think he got proper amounts of therapy. And so he used those kids, and he didn't understand what boundaries were. I think that's a very different thing than saying you sexually abuse somebody. Like, I did all the research. I poured over everything and did not see sufficient evidence to see that he abused anyone in that way. However, my critique is that he did use children for therapy. I don't support that thing. But yeah, just the patterns of people. Mickey Mouse Club, what's the soda club or whatever they call it. All these, there's just a bunch of kids who were exploited, and their parents were looking for money. And so you have people like Patty Austin, who's amazing vocalist. She's still out there, head on her shoulders. Funny, she worked with Quincy Jones, so I don't know if she has any comments on that. But she's been working. Like, so many people were working as children, and there were no problems. But then you see this generation of people who were coming out.
Absolutely.
And so it's a very, very interesting time we're in, and I'm doing my best to stay positive and spiritual. And you can't, some days you're gonna say, and you just want to scream, but most days you gotta just really meditate and just be with yourself and be quiet and just figure out and just read and study, because that's the thing about just so much access to this technology. People stay on social media, but they don't use the internet for actually researching and studying, and then you get misled by these double agents.
Right.
So it's important to be diligent, but also have discernment. I know you talk about that a lot. So
yeah, absolutely, and be aware. And you made some great points. Always a student, and we do appreciate you so much. You let us know when you get that podcast launched back up. And also, we would love to hope you have you back on Thought Crimes, possibly doing a live stream as well, and promote that as well. And also, if you, because we know you're a writer. If you're writing on any literary material, working on any literary material, you can let us know as well. We always appreciate you so much, Emil.
Thank you. And I just want to say I'm married to life for the single comment.
You sound desperate, girl. Let me find you. You heard you, so you know you in NYC.
What area code?
Yeah, you know they listening.
Where you live? What's the address?
Yeah. I'm in Bed-Stuy. I'll just say that.
We appreciate you, sister, for calling in.
I appreciate you too. Have a good night.
Take care. Peace.
You too.
All right, y'all. Yeah, we appreciate y'all for folks calling in as well. Continue to call in as well. And let's see here. I'm going to put the number back in the chat room as well. 281-899-0392. If you want to call in, share your thoughts here on these subjects, y'all can do so. Caller, you are now live with Thought Crimes.
Hey, Prince Solomon, sincere. How y'all doing?
Oh, snap. What's up? What's up?
Got my belt off. What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? What you doing? Don't you call in like you regular folk.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad to know that y'all made it to that frozen hell called the Great White North.
Oh man. Oh man, yeah,
it is getting frozen.
Yeah, man. Well, we had some awkward moments. I told y'all, like, we had a moment. I told Sid, it was one white guy. He had on shades. I hope you all make it.
Oh, while we were driving.
You better be careful.
Yeah, while we was driving over here, there were some white people saying you better be careful when you drive through Virginia. I'm like, what? Okay.
Virginia and Tennessee, and they were right about Tennessee though.
Right, hey,
I ain't been through
I drove to
Tennessee in a
Orlando
minute.
one time, and my dad made me leave at like midnight from Texas, so that when I went through Mississippi and Alabama, I'd be going during the day. So I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I mean, anyway, how do you feel about some of the things we may have spoken about? Any points of contention as well? Like, what do you think about certain things that has happened today?
Well, for me, when I look at it, I kind of take the Neely Fuller approach to it. One of the most important things that we can do in the circle, in the realm of discussing Black power, Black liberation, is come to a point to where we understand that it's not just the social and financial injustices that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the injustices as with regard to people.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't move towards Black liberation, and we won't call out the uncles and cousins and moms and pops that's touching and molesting kids, raping women, and doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to take on an attitude that is completely, that for me is about justice in all forms. And so the issue when we talk about these people, when we talk about these people, all this has to do with someone having power over someone else. Mm-hmm. And it's not just Black folks, you know what I'm saying? It's, Brooke Shields was getting turned down and exposed and God knows what back in the 70s before there was video phones and PDFs and, you know what I'm saying, and all this other shit, So it's like they say, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. But, we got to get off that shit also where I'm in total agreement with everything that y'all said, because I see how people cape for people like R. Kelly, like the white folks cape for Woody Allen and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Russell Simmons, you know what I'm saying? People cape for these people because they like their music. They like their talent. Well, talent is great. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Long had a talent, but he was touching the shit out them little boys. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Catholic Church members. And so unfortunately, we live in a system where, there's social caste everywhere. The elites run everything, and they play the games that they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Financial games, sexual games, whatever kind of games. Until the people at large say, well, you know what I'm saying, we're not fixing to sit up here and be your food, then this shit is not going to go away. And that's important for Black folks. But, you, again, as the man said, you got to sweep around your own front door before you go to sweep around somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. You better put some pine soil down there. If you can't afford it, put some Fabuloso down there. But you need to clean your goddamn front door step up as well. Yeah, absolutely agree.
Some of these niggas need some Ajax and bleach.
Yeah. Some ammonia. Throw that out there.
Try to do that south shit out the bodega and shit now, nigga. You need to take your ass down to Walmart and get you some good Ajax and some bleach.
Yeah, man.
Clean that shit up.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody in the community should be ashamed of taking out the trash. That's something we should be honored to do instead of letting it pile up, for a fake utopia of pro-Blackness. If you were really pro-Black, you will also want to get rid of the pedophiles, murderers, things like that.
Yeah, and another thing about it too, you get some of these people, they feel like, I'm pro-Black, that's it, I got my sage, I got my locks, they got their little OTEP glow up. And then next thing you know, they don't want to talk about, they always just want to talk about what white folks are doing. It's the white folks. What the white folks, they raping their kids, they molesting, they raping their women, they raping their men. Whatever the case is, they just want to focus on that. But look, you got to get your ego out the way. And you look at our statistics within the Black community about sexual assault on young boys, young girls, young Black girls, it's the highest, right? Then you also with black women as well. And then also what we've seen, even with because of the prison industrial complex having an appetite for black men, there are brothers that come out of jail that serve their time, but they don't want to talk about what went down behind the prison walls as well. They just like, look, I just want to go ahead with my woman and try to push forward my life. So no, you can't turn a blind eye to that.
Right, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because what man, and I mean, I can only speak, you know what I'm saying, as a man, because that's all I've ever known and all I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? But what man wants to talk about having his manhood taken? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether he's 6 or whether he's you know what I'm saying, 23 or whatever. And you know, and that's a product. Even when you talk about the prison industrial complex, you know, again, that's a product of something that was planned out specifically for us, because everybody knows what goes on in prison. It's been going on for years. You know, if you even remember Shawshank Redemption, one of the threats the warden made toward the boy was, you know, I'll throw you down there in the hole and let the sodomites have you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, it's not lost on anybody why it's being done. But, I mean, we you know, if we can be open-armed about so many other things, then we need to be open-minded and open-armed to these people who are crying out because they have a problem. Because I've seen growing up, you know, because I grew up in church, you know what I'm saying? I've seen people, these preachers who little whispers will start to come out, and little things will start to be said around the community. And the first thing these preachers want to do is form Voltron and be like, don't touch God's anointed and do my prophet no harm. Man, fuck all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you creepy or touchy or handsy, you know what I'm saying, that shit needs to be called out. It needs to get dealt with.
Absolutely.
And I'm a strong proponent of beheading for pedophiles and rapists. Sorry.
No.
Not sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you as always, Daryl, for calling in, brother. As you said, I'll put you and your bullshit God in my trunk. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you so much, man. You take care.
For sure, fam. Y'all take care, too. And enjoy your new life up there in the great white hellish north.
Yeah. Yo, thank you.
Cold, right?
Thank you. All right, man. And also, y'all get out there if you don't have it. Daryl, he also has a Black Spot as well. Y'all get on that as well.
And 3.0 is supposed to be coming out, I believe, in December. So 3.0 is supposed to be coming out in December. Support Black Spot, support Black Junction, support our own social media platforms. It's very important that we do so. It's very important.
Also, Exodia, Yen Zero, look like you in a bad mood tonight. It look like your trolling game just been off a little bit. It's been off. You looking like 40-year-old Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Your knees are aching. What's going on, Exodia, Yen Zero? You like you been? You don't look at his trolling like he kind of been in a little salty mood tonight.
If it makes you feel any better,
you can call in.
Exodia, you and Prince have a similar fro now.
What do you call it?
His avatar. Y'all have similar fros.
What do you call that fro again?
What's the name of the
fro? You gave
fro?
it a name. You had a you was talking about it a name. Like where I'm from, it's just like, you know, nigga, you ain't comb your hair, but you call it a what is it? A rook? A brook?
Oh, brook.
Yeah,
no, that's what they call it down here.
Up north, East Coast niggas always applying special names to shit. It's just a nigga ain't combed his hair.
And also,
oh, he said I lost my weed. I knew something was up.
And also, see him talk about don't call the United States if you're talking about up north in the United States, the great north. He said it's Canada.
Canada Dry.
Forget about New York. Forget about Minnesota or Michigan. It's none of those places. It is Canada.
Canada's national flower is Drake's face.
I don't think Sam liked Drake, though. I don't think Nubian Queen likes Drake either.
Yeah, you know. No, Nubian, we know we not in Canada. Hell no.
Stop hating. Yeah, we gonna be meeting
Canada.
up. We gonna be meeting
we
up.
We in Africa. The hell, Canada.
We gonna be
sister, we ain't in Canada. Go ahead, though.
No, I was gonna say we're gonna have our beach chairs with Sam soon as well.
Yeah, we're gonna crack open. I will do some red wine and all that, but Sam probably said you can't sit with me.
Or whatever special meals y'all create that's native also to Canada.
Meals on wheels.
Well, Canadian bacon. I had some Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon?
Yeah. The really fat, long, big Canadian bacon.
I heard it's made of cheese.
That's not made of cheese.
Because it's
pretty
corny?
Pretty good. It's not bad. Not bad.
Oh man.
Zero said fuck Drake.
Damn, because he said he lost. I knew Exodia. I knew what was going on. I'm looking at your troll and I'm like, it's kind of off, homeboy. But he said I lost my weed. I understand that happens. Yo, you are not live with Thought Crimes. What's up?
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I like to place an order. Oh wait, my bad. Sorry, this is Lollapapa. What's up?
That was a good one. I gotta give it to you. I'm about to say, what the fuck? But what's up, Lala?
I was just gonna take your credit card number.
Stop it. I was like, what? I was about to say our mugs and t-shirts didn't come out yet.
Yeah, I was gonna take the credit card number. Delayed delivery. That's all you would have saw. What's up, Lollapapa?
My delivery's not coming in on time.
What's up, Lollapapa, man? You know what's going on, man? Because we seen you didn't put Miss Riley out of commission. We ain't seen her in a minute. You did something with her.
I don't know. Our girl Riley is missing, man.
You know when you got the good, I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna stop. I just wanted to call in because I gotta get up for work in the morning at 6. But I wanted to drop a quick line by telling y'all, man, I appreciate y'all coming back on the show. I was really jonesing for a really good hot minute. I was like, yo, I hope they're coming back. They ain't been doing any live. They just uploading videos. I was starting to get really mad for no reason.
You sound like me. That's what I be doing. I be getting mad for no reason.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. Anyways, I just wanted to say, I'm glad you guys are back on the show. So I hope you guys do some more for the future.
Absolutely.
Anyways, that's all I got to say, my bad.
No problem, Lollapapa, brother. We always appreciate you as well. And yes, we will continue to push forward no matter what. Sincere and I, if we're sick, whatever the case is, we'll make sure we always try to do a live show with you all. And again, we're just trying to get our equipment set up correctly. Y'all don't hear the sound effects because I don't have the soundboard set up yet, but come the next stream around, everything will be back in place.
Back to normal.
When we was just uploading the videos because we know people at least wanted to hear our voices, but once we got it popping with the live, now we back. So we always gonna make sure that, and I know how it is because we've seen a lot of Negroes get together in groups of 2s and 3s, and the next thing you know, they didn't broke up or they beefing with each other on the internet. So some of the people's like, what's going on with you two? So
no, we all good. We have our direct line of connection now, so we can keep these live streams coming.
Okay, and when are you gonna get no simp night?
Oh, yeah, yo, no problem, man. Thursday, I will have a no simp zone. That is a promise.
You see, you're making promises you can't keep. Don't say that now. Then later on, it's like,
been bad.
Sunday.
We have been bad, Prince.
No.
We're making a declaration from this point on. When we say a certain time, we'll be on time or at the very least 5 minutes late.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, homeboy, I really do got you. You gotta remember that by the time I was trying to keep up the no sim zone, I was packing things up, preparing for us to pull out, man. And it was just really hectic, and we just needed to get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Nah, I'm here, man. I'm very eager to get on and do a no simp zone for you all, and y'all definitely gonna get some stuff, man. I got my notes ready. I got some stuff. We're gonna have the calls ready. Okay. Yeah, bet, man. So nah. Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Especially when it comes. And my last and final question, because I know y'all people want me to get off the line. When are you going to have Love Wisdom and the other what's her name?
Sonya Ross. I'm planning on getting them this Wednesday, so I'm gonna text them tonight. I think Love Wisdom will be available, but I'm gonna also double check to see if Sonya Ross is available because I want them both to co-host on Wednesday for Queen's Night. So I'm gonna be talking to them tomorrow.
Okay. All right, you guys, take care.
You too, Lala. Bye.
Later.
Appreciate you, Lollapapa. That's right, the Riley Slayer. And you are absolutely correct, Exodia.
Prince pull-out game is strong. Don't be doing...
You didn't have to read the comments.
A secret language.
Oh, you mean like you and your rice-eating language?
That's different. We are women. We can get away with doing that.
Yo, welcome to Thought Crimes Live. What's up?
Hey, this is Orlando from Long Beach, Los Angeles, California. You guys know I'm a fan. I go by Odd Rocker. Instagram.
Brother, what is up, man? Yo, shouts out to you, homeboy. I've been getting your messages. I just try to respond. Sincere tries to respond, man. Love what you're doing. I want to say something. Art Rock, it's a beautiful thing what you're doing with those children as well. When you're having your music lessons also, and I love the music.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks really dope.
A lot. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was saying really dope what you're doing.
Man, I'm more than honored, man. Like I really admire what you guys are doing. I'm always like name dropping you, you know, because it's a trip. Like there's not, I mean, I like what I see as far as like, especially black media. You know, people can't really silence our voice, and it's good to see all aspects of that too. You know, you guys have a very like open. I'm so sorry. I'm nervous even talking to you guys right now.
Oh, that's cool, Art Rocker. Come on, man. You got it. Come on.
You guys are so open. Like, just, you know, it's like you touch on all aspects, you know, like, I mean, from political to like even, you know, nerds and sort of punk rockers like me. And you show how all more is together than it is divided, you know. And I had to call in and just say hello and just thank you for doing what you guys are doing, and thank you for even chiming in on some of the stuff that I do. It's been 18 years since that game that I invented, actually, the game that we play on Saturday with our music program at Homeland Cultural Center in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. It's been 18 years since we've been doing that game, and since 2004 we've been at that location, you know, thanks to Homeland, Dixie Swift, and Manazar Gamboa. So yeah, I really appreciate it, man.
No, man, you got it, Rocket, man. You know, Cindy and I, like, we're big fans of what you're doing. We enjoy things when we see people actually moving in the community. You know, you actually out there, you're active. And I know when I was younger, I wish somebody would have rolled up on me and said, this is how you play a guitar, instead of me staring at a damn poster of Lenny Kravitz all damn day, wondering how I could be here.
I'm glad you finished your statement, because you know how people in the chat room can be.
Yeah, you know.
Is Zen Zero going to run with that?
Yeah, man. So, no, I rock a brother, man. Now, shouts out to you, man, and love what you're doing. We enjoy it. And, yeah, man, no doubt, man. And you are a living example and a testament of what you're supposed to be doing in life. You're supposed to be giving back. And, man, keep up the music. Keep up the great work as well.
Well, before rocking out, though, what do you think about the topic of Russell Simmons, Benny, and what's happening with the Hollywood right now?
Man, I was going to ask about that. I was wondering why Russell, because I came in kind of late. I did have some comments on you know, something that I think is very much ignored. Even this is coming from more of a musical standpoint, and it's funny somebody brought up Brooke Shields, and you know, it's a trip to see how even like the groupies back then, it's very frightening. There are these, you know, they call them baby groupies. Like Lori Maddox, I think, is one of the most famous ones. She's 14 years old, you know, with Jimmy Page and David Bowie and all these people. It's just like, how the hell did that get like not even exposed? I mean, like, it seemed like back then, you know, like people knew about this stuff, and it's almost like they turned a blind eye to it, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Even, what was his name? Frank Zappa, right? And what was his situation with like a 14-year-old girl?
Man, that I didn't know, but there was a song on his second album, because, you know, I dig a lot of his compositions and stuff, you know. And I remember, like, I bought that album, and I actually I took it back because it was basically the song. There's a song, it's toward the end of the album. It's Absolutely Free. He kind of candidly makes fun of that, and it's just like, you got to be kidding, dude. Like, this is not funny.
Yes.
And the song Teenage Prostitute, the same thing. You know, it's just like, why could you? I mean, it's not funny. You know, I'm into like a lot of experimental type Dadaist stuff, but I draw the line when it comes to anything that has to do with any like abusive type stuff towards kids or abusive stuff, period. I don't think stuff like that is funny. You know, like, I think it's disgusting, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you
but
good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about Russell Simmons. Like, what? I saw his face. I'm like, what the heck? Is he in on this stuff too? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, what happened is in 2001 there was a police report filed against him and also Brett Ratner, where a woman accused both of them of sexual harassment and cornering her in a particular room. So we don't know all the details yet pertaining to Russell Simmons in the matter. I know Brett is already getting in trouble because he has a long list of women that are coming out after him. And now, you know, he's being kicked out from his job at Warner Brothers and on projects, seemingly deservingly so from the accounts that the women have put out there. But even though I may have a feeling that Russell is in some really fishy shit, as of now, more information and detail hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, and it also to make sure to let it be known, it's not an indictment on Russell Simmons. It's just we're just reporting what takes place, but we also just segue what we know what does happen in these industries. And also, Rocky, you brought up another point, brother. You know what you was talking about, which is very interesting, which actually gets overlooked. You know, from the downshift of the 60s and the uptick of the 70s, there was this whole free love music wave, right? And it festered in all experimental forms of rock and what we saw with proto-punk rock as well. But what you ended up seeing, though, as you stated, there was guys like, because people act like this, even with homosexuality, like in the 90s, it was like, oh, who's gay?
Oh my God, it just
big.
came out of nowhere.
But like in the 70s, those people, they were just doing it. They were doing all types of sexual experimentation, and even the artist was lightly satirizing it in their music when even it came to underage, like, underage teenage love, oh, she's underage, and they were making hardcore jams about it. So it was like some real freaky shit in the 70s.
Yeah, they were making films to it. As
snuff films too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you had like adult females sleeping with teenage boys, adult males sleeping with teenage girls. It was really all over the place. And then also like sexuality is still fluid even now, but you even have some guys who deem themselves to be straight now. They may be experimented in the 60s or 70s with one guy. You have some of the lead rockers and bandmates said that they experimented before.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you can talk about that as well, Rocky. As you are a connoisseur heavily of rock music, you've heard the lyrics.
Yeah, it trips me out. Like, even that song, My Sharona, The Knack, I think it was about a 16-year-old girl. I mean, that's just, I'm like, what that, really? A lot of these songs, I'm like, it's just kind of, like, I can't, I mean, Jethro Tull's Aqualung's about some dirty old man looking at some little girls and all that stuff. I mean, it's so weird when you find out, like, a lot of this stuff is prevalent. It was more prevalent back then. Even if it was telling a story, it just almost seems like it was overlooked in that regard. I mean, even when you think about, like, you guys were talking about Brooke Shields back in the day. I can't believe, like, even seeing something like The Blue Lagoon, like, when I was a kid, I probably shouldn't have been watching that. And she was a kid when they showed her, like, the way that they did, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, dude. Like, this stuff was more open and prevalent now. I mean, back then, even more so than it is now. I mean, there's all these, I think we definitely kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, have created, like, some safety things with kids and stuff in that industry. And I myself also do, like, extra work. I can't say that I'm, like, totally into that industry, but, I warn all my friends, especially female actresses, I'm like, dude, if you're going to do something, get under something totally legit. If they are telling you to do something that you shouldn't be doing, that you're going to regret, don't do it, because you're just going to end up screwing yourself. It's really sad, to see that people are even, like, demonizing, like Corey Haim. I've heard he's been clowned for, like, even coming out about this stuff. We grew up watching him in the 80s and even 70s. Like, wasn't he, like, in the Bad News Bears and all that? Mm-hmm. But now it's just, it's good that this stuff is coming out, like, and even getting back to the music thing, it's so weird how, like, some of these songs were talking about teenage girls and all that stuff, and just, that's, like, really, that's kind of creepy, dude. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the culture, brother, man. All right, Rocker, man, we appreciate you so much, especially as a first-time caller, long-time listener, and supporter. We thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. I hope I wasn't too scattered around, man. I'm nervous even talking to you guys because you guys are, like, modern-day heroes to me, man.
Yo, we appreciate that, man. We really do, our Rocker. We appreciate that greatly.
Man, well, thanks a lot. Hope I wasn't too scattered. And you guys keep up the great, good work. Man, man. I don't even know how.
You fine, brother, man. You all right. You doing your thing, man. You've been all right with us.
Man, peace to you guys, man. Keep rocking madness, you know. And man, thanks again. Peace.
Take care, brother. All right, yo, that was a wonderful Odd Rocker, man. And if y'all get a chance, Odd Rocker, y'all can check out his Instagram page as well. Oh, that's back here. You can check out his Instagram page as well, man. He's doing a wonderful thing. Black man out there teaching the boys and girls how to play that rock right.
Also, Yin Zero.
Yo, your trolling is back on point.
Keep trolling Prince. Because
Yeah.
Prince should know already what type of audience he has. He shouldn't have worded it that way. Keep getting in him.
Yeah, anyway, I'm Teflon Don, Superfly. You can't knock me down. I get back up. I fall 7 times. Well, let me stop there.
I think we're going to take one last call, maybe 2 more at the most before we head out and make our little mini videos for everyone. Are you cool with that? Are you okay? Because Prince got sweat on his lip like Whitney right now. When she be singing, you got sweat there. You look tired.
Wendy, I'm about to. Careful now. Careful. Talking about the sweat on my sweat. Where? Sweat where? Sweat where? Sweat where? Wendy. Sweat where? Wendy. Prove it. Prove it.
I didn't like what Whitney did. I mean, when
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams did that. Like, come on.
Boy, Whitney was ready to bop on cross that woman's face.
Oh wait, I don't take. We should take an unknown number.
Welcome to Thought Crimes Live.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, oh shit, I'm finally on.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, what's up? Who we speaking to?
Yeah, yo, what's good? Who you speaking to? Julian.
Oh, what's up, Julian?
What up, though? I had to call in.
No, that's cool. So, what do you want to speak on the topic pertaining to Russell Simmons, Benny Medina, and what's going on in Hollywood right now?
Yeah, I could chime in. Honestly, I just heard about it from you guys. I didn't even know Russell even got down like that. But I heard some situations from Pimp C. He was talking all about it. So, yeah, I could chime in.
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. And again, folks, of course, we had to make a disclaimer because this isn't an indictment. But allegedly, this took place. And, yeah, as you brought up, Pimp C was capping off. He was capping off on Russell prior to his untimely exit, suspiciously anyway. But, yeah, absolutely, man. How do you feel about some of these things? Or if you have some other subjects you kind of want to share your thoughts on that we previously discussed, you didn't have a chance to call in.
Man, all I can say, since I've been really paying attention to all these things that have been going on in the industry, I just think it's more like almost like a religious thing for them to do. Like this whole ritual thing with the homosexuality and just all down to it. It just seems like they just always get to a point where they always build on that. Like it's just almost like a control sense, And then I was just looking down into the details and finding out like the Michael Jacksons and his background, and it's just like, wow, like, it's like you can't even go into the industry unless you get tampered with,
Mm-hmm.
And even if you try to get away from it, forget about it. They're going to mess with you some way, somehow. I mean,
yeah.
And people say it's more of a white and black thing, but, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because, I mean, they had Elvis, he was walking around here doing all type of shit, but they never want to speak about that, but they forever talk about Michael Jackson, and they have no proof on him. They had the feds following him, but here we have Elvis Presley. He was known for bringing little children over to his mansion and sleeping with them and everything else.
Talk about it.
Oh, I'm all crooked up.
No, yeah. I mean, we made a video when we talked about it with Elvis and him messing with underage girls. Even
after Priscilla.
No, even his wife Priscilla. He was like 24 and she was like 16 or even younger.
I thought he met her at 13 though.
Well, no, he met her at 13
there
though.
You go.
Yeah. And people got mad on the video. Well, mostly white people though.
Yeah.
They were because you know, if it's a black icon, then you'll see black people bitching, and if it's a white icon,
it smells like mayo in the comment section.
You'll see white people bitching. But so they was like, you shouldn't say that, you know, blah 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 blah. Well, you know, we are not, you know, hanging on, you know, his dead nuts, so we don't care about
the white kids, even the white millennials, they ain't hanging on his nuts.
Yeah, that's a good point. It really was old people coming in the chat room, white people.
Hold on, cracking open their Bengay. Hold on. Oh shit, I just spilled my Bengay.
I was like, how did you learn how to use YouTube? I don't know. That's a comment. Ageist comment.
But no, we just got on them about it because they were very protective of him. Even when we exposed and we was talking about it, wasn't really exposed. The information is out there about how John Lennon, you know, treated Yoko, what he said to his children, how abusive he was, you know. But these are those glorified icons. You're talking about Elvis, John Lennon, that people can't, you know, they can't shake upon. They can't shake around them. Their image been around for like 50 fucking years. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right about that. Elvis, they don't want to talk about Elvis. They don't.
Yeah, and it's really sad, but I mean that's kind of how Hollywood gets down. They'll, you know, you hear the Charlie Sheens going on being exposed and put on blast now, but they've been talking about this stuff for years. Like, no one's really listened until now, until it's been put out in the forefront. So, you know, what can you do but really take note and pay attention to the details? People can't say now they don't know what's going on, and slowly but surely, every day we're seeing more shit being unraveled. I mean, Terry Crews.
Yeah.
What else can we find out next?
Also, Terry Crews. Go ahead.
He pressed charges. Yeah. That's good. No, Terry pressed charges a couple of days ago on the producer.
Yeah, absolutely. And people have to understand that. And yes, this has been going on for a long time. They like to talk about everything else, but they don't like to talk about Elvis Presley. And it was noted, even after when he married Priscilla Presley, they talked about he still had a penchant for young girls as well, because he met her, I believe, in Germany where they can get away with that shit. And so then he brought her back here. But here he was still dicking around with little girls, you know, trying to train girls, young girls, how to kiss each other. And also in some of these occultic pedophile circles, they actually believe they draw on super strength or more power by violating young boys and girls.
And that's some next level stuff in itself. I mean, when you get down to that, when you hear the stories of the satanic rituals and how they get down with that and the blood sacrifices, it's not too far-fetched. What used to be like a conspiracy theory is now starting to come to fruition.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, but really, you know, since she pointed out something, you know, I was watching a clip with academics and Joe Budden, and Joe Budden was alluding to it, you know, and I was like, wow, that's interesting, you know, he just said it, you know, and she was like, well, you know, it's in the culture, and I agree with 100%. I mean, it's in the culture, it's in the music, it's all in the cinema, it's in the TV show. So, I mean, as you said, brother, like, how far-fetched at this point can it really be?
Yeah, I looked at the people in the comment section when Joe Budden basically just threw out the hint, which should be just an overt truth at this point. And people in the comment section was speculating, and DJ Academics was like, Chipmunk Fix, like, oh my God, really? And Nadeska was like really green behind the ears. I'm like, if y'all people really studied the music industry in Hollywood, period, like,
it's always been there.
Why are you so fucking surprised? Like, come on, it's a long history on murders, sexual scandals, like drugs, human trafficking, and then all of a sudden it was like it's not Liberace, but it was some big star in the 70s who got caught with a lot of child pornography. He actually got sentenced. So I'm like, come on, this shit is not news. You know, Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut, he made that movie for a reason.
Oh yeah, Stanley Kubrick as well. Yeah. You know, Stanley Kubrick. You know, we even saw just even in the Hustling Factor where we saw Mark Cuban, the owner at the time, well, he still is owner of the Dallas Mavericks, where he was trying to put out this documentary, and he was going to take a different angle of the 9/11 situation that may be counterculture, and they started threatening his ass, and then he just dropped the documentary. He's like, shit, You know, I don't have that type of protection. You know what I'm saying? So again,
exactly,
it's not that fucking far fetched. I don't know why people be, oh my god,
you talking about this Prince? Get the fuck out of here. This shit ain't true.
This
shit,
yeah.
You got exaggerated.
What's the little boy? The little boy that was running from XXXTentacion. He was a fellow rapper of his in his camp, and he said that yeah, he said he got away from it because X told him that he was supposed to be a sacrifice, and Flood was like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's like even.
And I don't blame him because that little XXXTentacion dude, he openly says he sold his soul to the devil. He made a song about it, and people are just like, oh no, he's just making music. He's just expressing himself. I mean, they're telling you. Yeah. And people are just like, you know.
That nigga ain't got no eyebrows.
Like it's gonna be fucked up what I say here, but he's a wannabe. What I'm saying by this is, you know, there's some people who they just got it, and people just want them. They want them bad to push their bullshit. They got the juice. Triple X is a whore. Yeah. And I mean, what I mean by a whore is, I don't know his sexual habits, but I'm saying he's saying all these things because that's what he wants, but he doesn't have the juice, and those type of people aren't looking at him like that.
I don't, you know, I'm just going to keep it real. I don't know what goes on with Triple S because I've seen people not necessarily float in his space, but you see them kind of float, and all of a sudden it's like they get a pop out of somewhere. You like, what the fuck? Like, the music is whack. I don't know what's going on with X. I see he shaved his eyebrows. He's trying hard. I'm like, nigga, stop it.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, this is just my speculation. Because I see him trying so hard, and he was even trying so hard in the beginning with the trolling and trying to be outrageous, to me, it screams of, why am I not being approached to be in these cartels or to do this or to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, and you know, brother, it is what it is. I mean, there's networks upon networks in this world. If you want to make it in this world, at that level, you will have to associate or ingratiate yourself within those networks and those circles, you know, and we got to be real. The type of aspiration that people are looking to get to within that space. It's different if you like, boom, I'm standing on my own, I got my own shit going. I don't really want to fuck with anybody like that. And, you know, if I get a mainstream nigga come sit on my couch, like, you know, maybe like a iced tea nigga or some shit like that, or
iced tea nigga. It sounds like a drink.
Yeah, like, you know, like a crying Tyrese may land on my couch by accident, and I'm like, yo, I'll interview you, whatever. You keep it pushing. That's different. But when you talking about being in that space of like the fucking Jimmy Kimmels, and you want to be in that old Hollywood, new Hollywood space, yes, you are going to have to make some moves, and people got to stop acting brand new about this jump.
The best thing is to get into tech, make an app, become a millionaire or a billionaire, and you don't have to worry about none of that shit.
Yeah, man. So, you know, it is what it is, man, but it's a real deal. And, you know, growing up, I've seen, you know, things that I can't share on the air, but I mean, the shit is real, homie. It is. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, it's definitely real. Not even to hold you guys up, because I know I gotta get off the line, let y'all do y'all little flow on the thing, but not only just speak on that, but just the situation with the Chris Stokes situation. They tried to cover that up the most, and I remember back in the day, Raz B, he even put it on blast, and people were trying to call him crazy, and he was deranged, but he had it on recording, and he had Chris Stokes actually admitted to it. Yeah. It just blew my mind, and this was like back in 2006, 2007, like when YouTube first came out. They removed it off the clip off the internet, and I was like, wow, they would really go this far?
Oh,
you know, and then you have Mariah, he's defending it, and Marcus Houston, and he's defending it as well. Then you go to find out, they were both in on it, and they were all getting turned down one way or another, and it's like, damn. They're like really just preying on these children and turning them out young on so they can continue bringing in a new generation just like that. I'm just like, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, it's like you said, it's really, you know, it is fucking crazy, and people need to protect their children and be more aware about these situations. And as for, you know, Chris Stokes and the shit he was doing with Immature. And, you know, even Marcus, I
always say, I'm just keeping real, Immature had bitch cuts. They had bitch haircuts. I'm just saying.
So you call me a bitch?
Hey, man.
No, I'm messing with you.
Fucking fried.
I'm not going to put it on them, though, because they were children. They didn't know any better. They didn't know anything about the industry. They were just going by what Chris Stokes taught them. And
exactly.
He instilled into the family. I already even married one of the cousins. And
they were like
He's
fucking
part of
4.
the family.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out why these little 12-year-old boys had the same haircut as T-Boz.
Before they were 12. They were like 5 with that.
Yeah, they
with
walking
those
around with
haircuts.
TLC haircuts. But anyway, that's none of my business.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah, that's
Sincere.
bad.
No, I'm just saying it's a sad situation altogether.
But we appreciate
but
you.
I'm gonna get off of here. I don't want to hold you guys up. I know you got your story on. I wanted to just say I had to call in for the first time. I've been a big fan. I remember when you guys first started off. I came across Prince's YouTube page, and I was like, oh, shoot, this is Prince Solomon on here. I'm like, he jacking my name, Julian Prince. But I was like, no, he actually speaking some games. So, I had to subscribe, and ever since then, I've been a fan. So, I appreciate you guys actually having some dialogue between two black individuals and actually speaking on some real topics, because from one of the things I've been seeing on the internet back in the day and then just coming up from now, it's been a different change. People are waking up, and I'm glad people are actually speaking about real topics and not this bullshit cookie cutter nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Something that's real. So on that note, I'm going to let you two get back at it, and much success to both of you. That's
Oh,
all I
man,
think.
no problem, brother. We appreciate your first-time call, a long-time listener and supporter. And as you stated, you've been supporting us before, things really, start kind of at least catching on for us. But we appreciate you so much, and we hope to continue to bring things that pique your interest as well.
For sure. And I'm going to make sure I donate one of these days, too. A real donation. So.
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
We appreciate you so much.
Peace.
Be easy, y'all.
And one last thing I'll say before we actually close out, we are going to have a live stream again tomorrow morning, and also later on tonight, 8 o'clock. You want it 7:30 or 8 o'clock tomorrow p.m. on Monday?
Oh, it's 8 o'clock because we're ahead. Everybody else is going to be like behind, an hour behind, 3 hours behind.
Okay, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
East Coast time, Jersey
8
time.
o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And do you want to do 10 a.m. tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be 10 a.m., so whatever y'all are, bounce it off on the East Coast.
So the last thing I will say before we close out, everyone, is that for people, male or female, I know sometimes we say we're just a man, but male or female, I'm going to be honest, the last 2 years is seemingly so has been the more open to victims pertaining to Hollywood and politics, pertaining to people backing them up, pertaining to at least a segment of society believing in them. If you were a guy or a lady in 1995, 2001, even 2005, you said this person raped you, this person touched you, people will fucking laugh at you. They will laugh at you. They will laugh at you. They say you're lying. You're just looking. Well, if you're a woman, they'd be saying lying. You're just looking for money. If it's a guy, they just make fun. Oh, your butt got touched and stuff like that. Just is fucking crazy.
Here's my thing pertaining to the guy shit, right? Because there's things, stuff happen, right? But never on the level of like rape, like penetration as a man, right? From another man. Like, you gotta literally be like a fucked up nigga to laugh that fact that a nigga got raped. Like raped. Like, it's bad enough with the woman shit, but some niggas, they because of cultural shame, and they gonna be like, oh, okay, I ain't trying to make fun of no woman getting raped. But then they be like, yo, that nigga got raped, bruh. Like, you a fucked up nigga. You know what I'm saying? You a fucked up nigga. Like, somebody's been raped. A whole grown man has been raped, and we are in a society where it's not easy for them brothers to come forward with that. You see what I'm saying? They get laughed off the blog. They can't even comfortably listen to hip-hop without being questioned or undermined about their sexuality, because a nigga may be, trying to be on a hot disc joint, and they'll say something like, I'm lifting up your skirt and fucking you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of homoerotic lyrics in hip-hop, even by some of the lyrical legends and wordsmiths. So that, all that laughing, and when people getting assaulted, and when they just, like, that means, like, you just ain't shit. You a ain't shit individual. You know what I'm saying? And your daddy should have squirted on the bed.
It don't matter. He ain't even know it.
He ain't even know it?
He ain't even know it.
He ain't even know it, man. Yeah.
Words of the immortal Rick Ross.
Oh.
I'm only gonna have a female MC, MC who happens to be a female, sign.
That's Rick Ross and his
with me, unless I'm fucking her.
Well, for you ain't gonna ride with no male co-star unless you fucking him.
Yeah, like stupid shit like that.
Rick Ross and his little orgasm ad libs. Oh. That's what that nigga be doing.
Carmen, you want Prince not to be drunk or Prince to be drunk so he can spill the beans?
She says, drink some wine, thought crimes, and get lit again. Faded, Sincere, and Prince are the best. Yeah, it's gonna happen again.
If you have any, if let's say Prince knew the code to a secret area that have all our gold and jewelry.
What you trying to say, dot face?
Get him drunk and he will spill the beans.
Lies. I do not tell no shit. Drunk men tell no tales.
Okay.
All I do.
I'm gonna do a test with him. It's gonna be like a beta test where
with Sincere.
I'm gonna give him a drink and a half and see if
what tales have I told? What secrets
I'm gonna give 4 drinks to him and see what happens.
Dear forehead.
wait.
What secrets did I reveal?
Deliberated Dorsey said words of the obese Rick Ross. But I'm sorry. Going back to you, sweetie.
What secrets did I reveal?
If I agree with you, then they will know it's a secret.
Okay.
See, so we can't really do this live. You know what I'm saying?
Don't pay attention to Sincere.
Prince ain't rocking with a male co-host unless he is Lenny Kravitz.
Exodia, he back on point. I miss Faded Prince and Sin, damn it. Yeah, it's gonna happen again because Sin, she gonna grab that bottle like she usually do. At the party.
Grab that bottle.
She said, yes, let's make it clap, 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 clap. You know, not only just with our hands. Anyway, that's another situation. But we're going to go ahead and keep it pushing as well, folks. We do appreciate you very much. All of those wonderful people who have called in.
Also, before we close out, Sam is funny. Beach Chair said, don't drink alcohol. You guys get too combative.
I agree.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be petty right now and say it's not me, it's him. I'm pointing the finger like we're on the playground. I do not get combative with Prince when I drink. I'm very laid back. He gets combative with me.
Do y'all remember?
Pointing it at you.
First of all,
fingers at you.
First of all, it's time to be an adult and grow up.
I told you I'm gonna be playground.
Because Sincere has a little. She has a younger brother.
Okay, go ahead.
She has a younger brother. A couple years younger, and they do
year and a half.
They do the Raggedy Ann and Andy shit all day with each other, slapping each other hands,
spilling the beans.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth.
Loose lips.
I'm just telling you the truth.
He didn't even drink today. He's loose lips.
Anyway,
don't hit me.
So anyway, do y'all remember that time where I wasn't drinking but Sin was, and she was very combative?
When was that?
Yeah, he was like, another thing, Prince. I'm tired of. A black woman. When she get liquored up, I'm tired of you and your ways.
Yeah. Again.
Let's see, Prince.
I'd be good. I'm good.
Oh yeah, last section he wrote a serious tip. He says, Prince, we already as a culture mock prison rape, even though our people and our kids are more likely to end up in prison. Ooh, shit. Last Action Hero, you came through with that kill.
And it's true.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Awesome. Sin does get white girl drunk.
What do you mean by that? What is white girl drunk? Belligerent?
Look at your face. She's got big eyes. Her eyes just got bigger.
Go look at our history, and I'll leave it at that.
You can look at our history.
And you will see who acts
Matter of fact, I'm going to pour you a cup tonight.
You're going
to get a glass tonight.
Prince was trying to roast me into oblivion, making a lot of shit up last live stream when he was drunk.
Oh, you mad because... Oh, okay. I'll tell you what happened, y'all. She got upset because when I got her... Because you tried to roll on me and I just started going in my bag lightly. I went to the top of my bag. I didn't go into the bottom or the middle of it. And I told her she had white around her lip. And she said, you're trying to take away my sex appeal. I said... Hold on, let the mic go, Sincere. Let me tell you something, y'all. My woman is... Hold on, girl. You about to...
Why are you making me sound like a dork? So first you fucking talk about me with fucking crust around my lips that wasn't true. And now you're trying to make me sound like a fucking dork.
Queen. We about to go ahead and praise you right now. This is going to be... Hold on, let me see if I can find another instrumental, y'all. This is going to be Praise Sincere Hour. Minute, all right? We're going to give her the floor. Let's see here.
Sounds like you're trying to clean up.
I ain't got to clean up shit. I'm just giving you praise, girl. That's what you need to do. You need to take it like a G. That's what's wrong with y'all black women. Can't take a damn compliment. So that's what's, but anyway, y'all, I want to say this. See, they know that. They know that, Queen. I want to say this. My girl doesn't have white around her lips.
It's too late.
No,
I'm not accepting this apology.
It don't matter what you accept or don't accept. I'm just putting the truth out there. Yeah, right, Sam? Let's pray over Sincere. She thought nobody can ever take away your sex appeal. You know that, Sincere? You're a beautiful and bootyful black woman with intelligence, wits, brain, and humor. That's very sexy. And you're very gorgeous. My darker complected negress. Alright? And know your lips have never been ashy or crusty. I don't rock with them type of women, alright?
You're still gonna need to do a little bit more than that after the live stream.
That's okay. I know how to correct things. I always come through like the Superman lover that I am. Shouts out to Red Man. And I'm on Jersey.
All right, everyone, and that's all for tonight. We love you all, and we will be back at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, on Monday morning. Seriously this time. And then also, we'll be here at 8 o'clock p.m.
Also, folks, Sincere will be having Queen's Night, and I will be having, the next day on Thursday, I will be having No Simp Zone as well. And hopefully, you will go ahead and have Ms. Sonia Ross.
And Love Wisdom.
And Love Wisdom. And we're going to try to get you to sit down with old Sin. What's her name, Sensei? Girl with the nose ring.
Sensei.
Sensei, that's her name?
I think it is, yeah.
She dope. I
like most of her opinions on
let's try to get her on Queen's Night. Y'all send up a flag if y'all know Sensei or anybody from Grapevine. Shout it out as well. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and do some more sweet serenading with my Sincere. It ain't hard because I'm a G like that.
Anyway, bye everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.
All right, of course, this is your man P Solo.
And this is your girl Sincere.
All right.